to offend the middle classes.
But Mrs. Whitehouse didn't just single out the BBC, she took on all the TV channels, and even filmmakers, targeting, among others, I, Claudius, The Life of Brian, The Sweeney, The Singing Detective, and Doctor Who. And her tenacity paid off. In 1976, she brought the first prosecution for blasphemy in 50 years against gay news. She campaigned for the Protection of Children Act in 1978, and in 1988 she was behind the setting up of the Broadcasting Standards Council. But for her, it wasn't just about what she could do, but what we could do for ourselves.
That is what the work is all about, that people should make their voice heard and take the responsibility of communicating directly with the broadcasting authorities.
Mary Whitehouse died in 2001, aged 91. Like her or loathe her, you couldn't ignore her. There was only one Mrs. Whitehouse. Come on, Mary. I've seen EastEnders. There's still work to be done, you know.
He's done a good job this week.
All week, brilliant as always. Charles Brandon, we love him.
Brilliant.
Now, Noel Fielding is with us this evening, star in his own right, but guest starring on Alex's show that gets 60 million views in every house. Let's Dance. Just tell people, for the one person that hasn't seen it, wherever you are, hello.
Hello.
What's it about? This? How does it
OK,
work?
so lovely celebrities like Noel come in and recreate a famous dance.
And people love it, and it's very funny.
Very, very funny. And then we've got a celebrity panel this week. Tomorrow night we've got Jack Whitehall, Keith Lemon and Lee Mack.
Got it.
And they judge the dancers, and then 2 from each show go through to the final,
Right.
which will be in 2 weeks' time.
On Comic Relief Night.
And one will win the crown.
So the pressure's on. How did you choose your song?
Well, I wanted to do something that, something a bit unusual and a bit different.
Oh,
Oh.
bit of a clue there, you see that?
Could we have more of a visual? clue?
This moves and that's my...
I think he's already the hot favourite, don't you?
But I think it's quite emotional, my dance. It's quite moving, so I'm going to try and make people
And you were
cry.
saying earlier you were in pain. Where exactly does it hurt now?
Everything aches. My hair aches. My nose aches. Everybody. I phoned up my cousin. He was aching. He wasn't even there. Literally everything aches.
How long have you been practising for?
About 2 weeks properly.
Yeah.
I had a day off on Wednesday because it was the NME Awards, and I got a little bit drunk, and then I came back and had to practice with a hangover.
Did that help?
No, I literally kept thinking I was going to be sick, but on my dance teacher. So it was like, I had to keep running out. I was like, it was horrible.
Are you competitive, Noel?
A little bit,
Do you want to win this competition?
I pretend I don't, but really, I've been
OK, you've put a lot of
making
work into
voodoo
it.
dolls of Russell Kane.
Yeah, did you watch last week?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
very competitive,
Okay,
Russell.
if you didn't watch last week, should you have a bit of Russ?
Yeah, let's have a look.
This is what Noel's up against.
He was good.
Very good.
Amazing.
And apparently you said he was in character all day.
All day he was in character. Literally,
year.
he didn't drop the Beyonce. And he was quite sort of sexy in a way.
Really?
Yeah, we're very worried about Alex at the moment. Very worried.
I thought that he looked like the Fonz when he had that makeup
Yeah.
on, which was quite weird.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting the Fonz. That came out of nowhere.
But yeah, sorry.
You've been rehearsing all day today in the studio.
Yeah.
So you've seen the other guys doing their bits.
Well, I try and keep myself in a sort of bubble away from all of that. 'Cause I
you?
just get a little bit scared. I saw Lulu came past me and I was like, Lulu! With her entourage. And yeah, what she's doing is really brilliant.
Tell us about Lulu's entourage. That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
She's got an entourage. She's got, well, she had a lot, I think there's quite a few dancers in her routine, so she's got a lot of people.
Right, that's a clue then. We've got Penny Smith as well, Andy O's show tomorrow night.
And Jared Christmas is doing something good. No, I won't tell you. It's
Are you feeling confident?
I actually, today's the first day that I'm actually thinking, yeah.
Will you be nervous beforehand, though?
I will be very nervous, but it helps to be nervous.
Don't worry, I'll be there.
We've got some pals coming around tomorrow, but we're going to put it all off until this show's over. This is the big show. This is the new big show. Can't wait for tomorrow. Good luck. Next week, we here at The One Show are asking you to do something funny for money.
Over the years, the cash you've raised for Comic Relief has changed thousands of lives in Africa and the UK.
This year, we're going to be hosting 3 big live events here in London that we want you to take part part in?
So, round up your work colleagues, sports team, pen pals, whatever you want really, and get yourself on the telly.
Next week, we begin with our first big event, a mass wax-off. Sorry about that, Dave.
Poor Dave. We want as many men as possible to go through the pain threshold, all in the name, of course, of comic relief.
Yeah, if you want to come along and take part, all the information you need is on our website, bbc.co.uk/The One Show. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you very soon indeed. By the way, Let's Dance tomorrow night, 7 o'clock.
On BBC One.
BBC One.
Right. Now, let's talk about Queen. And when you talk about Queen, you have to start with Freddie Mercury. Most people would remember him looking like this.
Yeah, that's the late Freddie.
There we are.
But our lovely Mr. Fielding here bears an uncanny resemblance to the classic early Freddie. Check this out, come on.
Look at that!
Come on!
That's uncanny.
You've got to be doing a Queen song tomorrow. You've got to be doing a Queen song.
Katie.
Or could it be a red herring? We don't know. Anyway, today a new Queen exhibition opened and Queen superfan Alex Zane couldn't wait to have a look.
We all think we know Queen. Our biggest memory of them is when they took Live Aid by storm in what is now regarded as one of the great live performances. But I want to pull away what you think you know about them and reappraise a band I love. When four young guys, hungry to make their mark in music, infused their energies to make some of the most adventurous albums ever recorded by a British group. Queen formed in London in 1971. John Deacon played bass, Roger Taylor the drums, Brian May lead guitar, and of course Freddie Mercury was their voice. Mercury spent the bulk of his childhood in India, where he took piano lessons and played in a band called the Hectics. It was only when he was 17 that he moved to England. While studying art at Ealing College, Freddie would meet the other members of the group who had all been in numerous bands already. They were students. Deacon was studying electronics, Taylor was planning to be a dentist, while May was doing astronomy. The band Smile was their first collaboration, but after the departure of Tim Staffel, they recruited Deacon and started performing at Imperial College. Queen were now complete. They set about recording their debut. It was an album influenced by the heavy rock of the time. They were labelled the new Led Zeppelin. But the album showed versatility and even paid homage to the art rock of the day. Their follow-up, Queen 2, featured long, complex instrumentals. This was Queen doing prog rock.
It was jam-packed full of melody, so that people who liked your general pop could go, hey, I can really get into this.
The album also spawned their first hit single, The 7 Seas of Rhyme. For their next recording, Brian May would create Brighton Rock, one of the best guitar solos in rock history.
He brought his own guitar, played with a sixpence. He used to use the Echoplex for his delay. You can tell it's him straight away. First couple of notes, oh, it's Brian.
Sheer Heart Attack was a giant, radio-friendly leap forward and also gave the band their first taste of commercial success. The album fused a variety of different musical styles, from Caribbean to ragtime to, of course, heavy metal. Another single, Killer Queen, reached number 2 in the British charts and also established them in America.
She says, just like Marie Antoinette.
Their fourth album, A Night at the Opera, was named after the Marx Brothers film. Freddie himself designed the artwork and, at the time, it was the most expensive album ever produced. But its highlight was to be a profound Mercury composition. Bohemian Rhapsody broke the rules of the pop song. It was in 3 distinctly different parts and there was no chorus.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango?
Delivering a visually exciting video to Top of the Pops guaranteed them a place on the programme while the record stayed at number 1. So the impact of that record was absolutely huge.
Oh, and nobody loves me.
The most moving song on the album was one written for Mercury's long-term girlfriend, Mary Austin. He had been struggling with his sexuality for years and it began to disrupt their relationship.
Love of my life, you've hurt me.
A Day at the Races contained some classics. Freddie got personal with a touch of gospel, but Tie Your Mother Down was sheer blood poetry.
I remember at Radio 1, panic, because you couldn't put this on frequent rotation in daytime. It was just too strong.
They are the most improbable giant band.
Singing, we will rock you.
There's Fred, demanding you pay attention. The sense of who he is, preposterous, and yet he imposed it on you. But it's the songs. Actually, it's the songs.
But now is the time to acknowledge their early work for its complexity, energy, and beauty. Queen are regal, they're British, and long may they reign.
Isn't Paul Gamashini looking more and more like Bob Geldof every day? Whose fault was that? Whose fault was that? All right, the exhibition's got stuff in it. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Look at this stuff it's got in it. Look. Now this is a sketch of Freddie's sister by Freddie when he was at art college.
That's brilliant,
That's
isn't it?
beautiful.
You were at art college, weren't you?
Yeah, all the greats come out of art.
How would you rate this?
It looks a little bit like my sister as well. No, I haven't got a sister. My brother looks like Freddie Mercury. The 80s one, and I look like the 70s one.
How cool is that?
It's great at Christmas, yeah.
70s, 80s. Do you have a 90s one?
Not yet.
No, you should develop a 90s one. The exhibition's at the Truman Brewery, and
Yes.
these are in there as well.
His ballet shoes, and look at those, they're a size 8. Tiny, tiny
When
little
did he wear
shoes.
ballet shoes then? You know about this stuff, don't you?
I'm not sure. Maybe when he had that sort of Harlequin costume on. Feet seem to get bigger, don't they? Everyone, when you see the museums and Mick Jagger, I saw Mick Jagger's costume. It was like Tiny Mouse's costume.
But he's like a tiny mouse, isn't he?
Yeah.
Apparently Freddie wore these in
Hyde Park, in front of 200,000 people.
Yeah.
There we are.
Really?
Yeah.
Hardly worn, look. There we are.
All right, now listen, never mind the Buzzcock, it's been off for a while.
Yeah.
So you've been missing it, you're very good at it. Obviously, you and the gang there. But we thought we'd give you an identity parade to just keep you on form. Is that all right?
Yeah, just...
How about a Freddie Mercury identity parade?
Why not?
Wow.
Okay, now what we have here, tell me if I'm wrong here, I often get this right or wrong. We have 5 Freddie Mercurys. Yeah?
Yes.
Now 4 of them are professional tribute Freddies.
That's right.
And 1 is a kebab shop owner.
Yeah, he works in a kebab shop.
He works in a kebab shop.
Yeah.
Okay, so not necessarily. He hopes to be an owner one day. Currently, just working.
Yeah, it's kind of tribute to Jay's early film, you see, on Donna Kebabs, isn't it?
All right. So you've got to spot the kebab shop worker.
Really?
Yeah. We're calling it Donna Stop Me Now. Let's have a look at number 1. Over to you, Al.
Wow.
Here we are. Number 1, we're calling him Donna Kebab.
All right. Number 2, Tom O'Donnell.
Number 3, I don't think so.
Number 4, Donna Leave Me This Way.
Oh, number 5, listen to this. Donna wish your girlfriend was hot like me.
Oh, come on. Which is the real, genuine kebab shop worker and not the professional Freddie?
Well, I think number 1's definitely a professional Freddie. It's great seeing a squad of Freddies up there. Number 5 looks like Saddam Hussein, I'm not sure. Slightly frightening me. I think number 4 has got the stance. He hasn't got a sort of Freddie stance. I think number 4 looks a bit like a boy that I went to school with. I think it's number 4.
Number 4.
Could the real kebab shop worker step forward, please?
Number 5 is Mike Parler from Parler Kebab House in Jean. If you don't believe us, here he is at work in his kebab shop.
There.
Hey! Okay, thanks to
Fantastic.
number 1, Paul Jackson from tribute band Queen Bee.
Here's Joseph Jackson from Tribute Band Mercury. There he is.
Number 3 is PJ Moore, solo artist.
Number 4 is James from A Kinder Mercury.
There you go. Thanks all, gentlemen, for coming in. Take your leave, please. All right.
That's it for tonight and this week. Thanks to Noel and good luck tomorrow night. I'll see you there. Let's Dance 7 p.m. on BBC One.
Yeah, do not miss that, whatever you do. Next week on this show, Sex Pistol, John Lydon, Larry Lamb, Westlife, Professor Brian Cox and Stephen Merchant all will be here on the sofa.
Have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you Monday. Question of Sport is next.
So see you tomorrow night as well. Don't miss tomorrow night, whatever you do. Bye-bye.